Hey, this is Craig Ferrantino of Craig James Financial. Get ready for another financial report right here on 103.9 LI News Radio.
Discussions in this show are for educational purposes only. The views and opinions expressed are based on current economic and market conditions and are subject to change. Securities and advisory services offered through United Planners Financial Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Craig James Financial Services and United Planners are not affiliated. United Planners and its representatives do not offer tax or legal advice.
And let's not forget the very important website that we repeat all the time, CraigJamesFinancial.com. It's not only great information, ladies and gentlemen, but also it allows you to pre-register for all the great webinars and events that come our way. We had a couple last night. We got one tonight regarding Life Insurance Awareness Month. What you need to know tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll talk about that. Yesterday, the Dow lost 388 at its close. It's up about 80 right now. So we'll keep an eye on things in that regard. Also, a government shutdown looms. Keep an eye on that as well as we welcome in Mr. Craig Ferrantino with the great Craig James Financial Services, located right in the heart of Melville on Broad Hollow Road. Sir, good morning. We got a lot on the plate this morning.
Well, we do, Jay, but, we're just going to do it manage. We're going to pick the most. There's a lot of shiny keys out there, but we're going to go with the most important right now is the fact that stocks fall really among the anxiousness around the Fed policy. Equities gave back. We had a gain on Monday. Tuesday, we see some falling. About down is, like you said, 386 on the Dow. And it's been, the souring feeling that the Fed's going to hold rates higher for longer, end quote. And, really looking at, aside from looking at the energy sector, which had a pretty good day yesterday, the other sectors kind of sold off. So we don't think that's a shift. There's also talk about this government shutdown. And maybe there's some hope on there. We know that there was hope. It's no big deal. When there's money around, people get very funny. You start to make some alliances with people you don't normally make alliances. That's Congress. And so we'll see how that ends up. But we're still in that process. Housing data came in yesterday, and a bunch of housing reports showed sort of mixed. There's one data showed one part of the data showed that housing costs are up. Meaning it costs more to buy a house, which is kind of inimical opposite to a normal situation where interest rates go up. Usually housing prices come down. So we have interest rates up, housing prices up, which is really putting a squeeze on a lot of people. Not a lot of activity over there. Case-Shiller Index showed prices rose a little bit, but not by much over last year. That's another index that we use. So this tells us that really higher rates are weighing in on purchase activity. If you can't afford an 8% mortgage, you don't want to go out and take one. We don't see them at the 8% yet, but it's getting close. And home values usually comes down when you're in this high interest rate. And sadly, it's hurting a lot of clients. It's hurting a lot of newbies. People are just getting married or wanting to purchase a home, particularly here in New York. Not a lot of inventory out there for the average person. We are taking some calls in terms of financial situations and how to make a show enough income to get a 7.5% mortgage for a, let's say, $500,000 house or a $700,000 house. You really have to show some significant income because the ratios are much higher now, Jay. So people are getting the squeeze on that. It's another one of the complaints on this economy that we're in right now. On a smaller little news here and there is that McDonald's is adding two new sauces. I thought that was very, very interesting. One's called Mambo. The other one's called Sweet and Spicy Jam. So that you add that to the barbecue ranch. I haven't been to McDonald's in years, but it's big news here. It's all over CNN Business, and so I thought I would share that. Very easy, light news check. Very saucy, if you ask me. But and we also see that believe it or not, Britain just took a volte face Italian for about face. And Britain approves a huge, controversial oil and gas field in the North Sea. Rishi Sunak, who, by the way, his wife went to Pomona College in beautiful California, LA County, is his wife is he's a billionaire. He's running the United Kingdom, or Britain in particular, and he's now turned around and said, look, it's unsustainable to hit some of these climate goals and getting electric vehicles. We need to keep doing what we do best. And you're seeing, so this was a huge, again, about face on where the British government was going, trying to slight the rest of the European Union, but doing what they need to do to survive, because Britain right now is not in very good shape, and we're getting there as well. So again, overspending more than what they take in. You know the road, Jim. So that's what I have for today. Tonight we have two, as you mentioned, two life insurance. Life insurance is important. We want it so you could leverage. It's one of the few things in your life where you could cipher like options contracts, where you could spend very little money. And should something negative happen to you or your family, the payout is very high. So literally for a 30-year-old, you could spend $300 and some number and get $1 million worth of life insurance, and that's $300. It's not a month; that's per year. So really the price of a month or two of cell phone payments. Very, very important. And we're going to be talking about why it's important and how it fits into an overall plan. It's also one of the only places where you can get a tax-free payout. If you make a lot of money in a casino, Jay, you got to pay taxes on it. But here's a case where if you make money in life insurance using post-tax dollars to pay the premiums, you will get the proceeds tax-free. Very important. And that's what I have for today, my friend.
You have a lot on the plate. We await tonight with Life Insurance Awareness Month. Great stuff. I'm glad the screenwriters settled, the writers. I'm still looking at the auto workers, Teamsters, government holdout. Gosh, where does it end? My goodness. Still a lot on the plate. Actors strike still in play there. Got to figure that out. But we await tonight. There is a lot happening as far as the business world is concerned. We know you will be brilliant. I will try and get in on that tonight. Very important topic, folks. And we await, my friend, CraigJamesFinancial.com. You have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday.